So what are the athletes separated by, Mitch, apart from Elaine?
Well, 2:01.1 is the fastest by the looks of it, and that's Robbie Hopkins of St. Kevin's. So he's there in those fluorescent yellow spikes, and it drags all the way out to a meager 2:02.5. And that's Geordie Welsh and Riley Walsh. No, Geordie Walsh and Riley Walsh. And one's unattached and one's from Essendon. So that's confusing. But 0.6 of a second is all that separates this race.
I got my eyes on Simon Fitzpatrick, who's been running for years and years and years, but haven't seen him in the last 3, 4 or 5. You know, recognise the name, recognise the face.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we go. Simon Fitzpatrick on the outside of there. He's just going to tuck himself into the middle of the pack as they certainly waste no time in trying to find the Jets behind the wheels, as they're going to try and stretch themselves out along that back straight for the first time. Let's see what they hit it at 200 metres, 27. So now we're starting to ramp up. They are around that 2-minute mark, so we could see in this race a couple of first ever sub 2 minutes broken.
For tonight.
Tonight, yes.
And Hopkins and Robinson, they are 1-2. Hopkins in the St. Kevin's College uniform as opposed to the St. Kevin's Athletics Club. We haven't seen the stripes out on the track tonight. Is Hopkins and Robinson and Fitzpatrick, who we believe might have run in Meet 1. We said we haven't seen him on the track for a while, apart from this season, of course.
58 through the first 400 metres, so he's looking really strong out there as Robert Hopkins. As the rest of them try and make their way up, Simon Fitzpatrick, he's very good, Fitzy, when he's on, so he's just going to tuck in on that rail there and try and get into some familiar territory we've seen him in before. As coming around the shoulder now is our man from Nunawading and Corey Robinson. So Robinson's going to be the one to try and make it honest up the back straight. Here comes Fitzy, though. He's just getting right on the shoulder. Watch him ramp up. He's good over the shorter distance, and Kevin Zhu now of Glen Huntley starts to ramp it up. So one more ahead of there is Broden Bond. He's going to get going. There's a lot of Steigen singlets out there now with 150 metres to go. It's Fitzy just starting to wheel out a little bit wider. Still leading it out is Corey Robinson. So it's Robinson, Fitzpatrick. Watch this. I said it's all about the arms in the last 100 metres, and Fitzy's got the biggest of the track. So Fitzpatrick, he goes right around the outside of Robinson, and he's going to crash it. Watch the clock. 55, 56, 57. There's a couple of sub 2 minutes, and I reckon we had about nearly 6 of them under there, or right on it.
Put your money on the field.
Woo! That is flying. So our first sub 2 minutes of the night, and maybe first ever for some of these guys. So they're right around that 2 minute to 2:02 PB mark. And Fitzy just tags them all through.
He's crazy. I think he's run about a 150 dead before.
Yeah.
But maybe even faster than that. But season's best, 2:02 we had listed for Fitzy, so go through in a 157. Unreal. And bringing
really
the field
strong
with him as well. That's so
really
good.
Strong.
We love those milestones.
Man of the people, clearly. Drag a couple through for that sub 2 mark.
Yeah.
It's always special. So women's C 800 on deck next. And 11 entered into this one. And like this previous race, and we saw how quick that was, these women are only separated by about 1.3 seconds in terms of PBs. So it should be a very close affair.